Hi everyone, this is Karine, Rayson here from the Crew Coach and your host on the Wellbeing project. Now, I have never done an interview like this before. I interview two of my clients who are seeing me for couples therapy. I have a chief engineer, Jason, and his partner, Georgia, who has never worked in the industry before. So this naturally has stresses on the relationship. So Jason and Georgia have kindly and courageously offered to share their experience of couples therapy.
The reason why I've asked them to have a conversation with me, and I'm so grateful for them to do this because it's not easy to speak on camera about your experience of counseling, but they have inspired me so much. And their growth and learning as a result of counseling and how much they love each other to be able to take that big step and ask for help is really testament to where they are today. So thank you both for being here and having this chat with me.
Thanks, Karine. Good to be here.
Thank you.
So maybe we can start off by, I'll just give a bit of context. So Jason, he works as a chief engineer on board, and Georgia is at home, and she has nothing to do with the industry, has never worked as crew. So that is a dynamic in itself. As yachties know, the industry is very demanding, and being on rotation makes it even more difficult. So what was the reason around reaching out for help?
Because we have so much time away, we obviously, Jason works away for 10 weeks and then he's back 10 weeks. So we often have issues when he's away with communication, because obviously when he's here, it's great, but when he's away, it's hard to have that. And for me, not being in yachting as well, it's hard for me to understand why you can't message all the time and everything like that. So we decided, it's actually Jason's idea, which was a really good idea, and I didn't ever think that he would suggest to do this. So we started doing it, having chats with you, and basically to try and help with our communication and all the issues that we were having. We were basically just butting heads a lot when it came to any communication we had when you were away. So we thought it would help to have someone else sort of be there for us and, bring up the questions we need to talk about and help us to listen to each other, which, as ridiculous as it sounds, has really been the big thing, really. Like we weren't really listening to each other, which we didn't really realize until we started this. So yeah, I think that's
100% it. We were just at a point where whenever I was away, our communication just fell apart, and I had some colleagues that I was working with, and one day I was just telling them off the side, I was having troubles with this, and they just mentioned, have you ever thought of talking to someone about it? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, a counsellor. I was like, well, no. And from there we kind of took the first step in reaching out to you.
Amazing. And your expectations around counselling, because I know there's a lot of fear around, what am I going to say? What questions are they going to ask me? Are we going to talk about the past? All of that. Did you have any qualms about counselling?
100%. I think leading into them, I was really unsure. I was at a bit of an end on what to do. I didn't really have any idea. And when someone mentioned counselling, I sort of first went, but why? Why would I need that? I guess maybe associating some sort of stigma with it. And then once we started talking and going through the process, I found out it was exactly what I needed. I needed someone there to talk to, just like, I'm going to the dentist today to have my teeth checked up. I just needed someone to check up on us and to check that we were both okay.
Yeah, I think people do have a certain sort of thing about counselling. I was kind of nervous at the beginning because I was like, we're only a couple of years into our relationship. It's just really weird to be doing this now. But now, since doing it, I've spoken to so many of my friends about the fact that we do it, and I think everyone's just so supportive about it and really understands. I think people are more so nowadays. More people do have counselling and things. And I just think now we've done it, I think everyone should do it, because there's, even if, you know, there aren't massive issues, I just think it's so nice to be able to have this time. It's like a real luxury to be able to talk about us and have someone listen and be there for us and bring up questions that we might not ask. So yeah, I would, you know, all my friends, I think everyone should do it, really, because there's so much that we've got from doing it that we didn't even realise, actually, that we came in, you know, we've come out with a lot more than what we thought, basically.
Yeah, so many of our friends they've said exactly the same thing. They've either gone, oh, they've came out to us and said, oh, we've actually been through the same process, or that is a great idea, we really want to do it.
Or they've thought about it and not. Yeah, I think just people don't really know about it, or I don't know, you see on films people doing it when they're about to get divorced or something, so really late in the stage, where it's probably too late to do it, really. So I think for us, it's sort of helped us along, and I hope that we will continue to do it for a long time, because I think it's only going to help.
That's funny. It's like, it's maybe people are attaching it with divorce, but it's not actually there for the breakup of relationships. It's just there to strengthen it. And you know, we're lucky we're only a couple of years in, but feel like it's really like laid a good foundation for us to grow from.
Yeah, as you said though about going to the dentist, I guess it's like relationship hygiene. It's the same thing. And it's funny, that stigma, and especially, you're right, Georgia, maybe it's the movies that are influencing our perception of when we should go to counselling. And it's when we're in like deep trouble, when the end is nigh, and you're far better off learning about each other and developing your skill set in order to have a really rich and healthy relationship. Yeah. And what is it like to have the sessions together in this virtual room? Like, I know we've done a couple where you've been on board, Jason, and George has been at home, and then you've been in isolation together. What's that been like?
I think it's quite easy, to be honest. It's easier than I thought it would be. I was more worried actually about us being here together and doing it than, because we started doing it on the screen when Jason was away, and that kind of was easier to kind of look at him, but it does feel quite natural. That you're on Zoom, you know, everything, it just seems very normal now to do that, and nice that we're able to do it in our own home and everything like that at the same time. So yeah, I actually feel like it's been, and also it just means we don't have to go anywhere. No one has to go anywhere. It's kind of easier.
Makes it
very cool. Yeah.
Definitely something that was like more nerve-wracking going into it than coming out of it, that's for sure. It was, you know, I always felt like there was a bit of an unknown, but none of the sessions have ever felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, good. So last question, because I know, Georgia, you've got to run, but what do you think, like looking at your journey from where you started and where you are now, how would you describe that process briefly and give us some insight into where your relationship is now?
So when we started with you, we were not in a good place at all. And because you were away, we were kind of just having arguments all the time and just not really communicating at all. And then as soon as we started, and we had individual sessions with you as well, which I think has been really good too, to bring up things for us. And then from there, it's just kind of got better and better. And obviously since Jason's been able to come back and we've seen each other and we've been able to try out things that you've said, or communicate better and just listen better, which I think is a big thing. We were able to, in our first couple session, we just both listened to each other the first time properly, which really helped. So I think all of that to now, we're in such a good place now, and it's massively helped just being able to have these sessions whenever, to kind of make everything stronger and just to keep us talking, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you both. And as I said, an inspiration every time after our sessions. I'm like, oh, everyone needs to do couple therapy. I want to do it. I just need to convince my partner to do it with me, which is the hardest part. I think once you've got through that stage, then it's okay. The first session is always the hardest, and then it's easy from then on. So yeah, thank you both again, and yes, safe travels back to the States, and I look forward to connecting with you both soon.